You don't give up and do other stuff.
Those thoughts always come to my mind when I'm doing work, when I'm about to sleep, even when I'm eating. I search up on the internet the things that I've been feeling lately, and I found out that I'm in the face of quarter life crisis. I have heard of it, but I don't really know what it is. Do you guys know about it? Is it really that big of a deal until it's called crisis? What is it exactly?
Quarter life crisis itu sebenarnya bisa kita bilang sebagai pubertas kedua yang dialami oleh dewasa muda. Biasanya mereka tuh sering ngerasa kayak ragu, kurang motivasi, ada kecemasan, bingung, takut gagal. QLC ini tuh ada di 5 area. Yang pertama itu ada namanya identitas diri, yang kedua itu dukungan finansial, yang ketiga itu relasi, keempat tentang tempat kediaman, sama yang kelima gaya hidup. Nah, 5 area inilah yang bisa berbeda-beda tapi saling berkesinambungan.
Failing. I'm so afraid of failing. Getting stuck like in a mediocre job yang gak align dengan jurusanku sekarang. Terus kayak jadi hard work yang udah aku limpahkan nih selama 4 years itu gak worth it jadinya.
I need to start over again, I think. Yeah, you feel like, you've sort of climbed up a little bit and it comes crashing again.
Tentang orang tua sih. Contohnya misal kayak, kalau misal orang tua gue kenapa-napa atau gimana gitu kan, gue bakal bisa gak ya survive gitu. Itu yang gue takutin sih.
They're not getting younger. Jadi gue harus secepat mungkin bikin mereka bangga gitu.
Dalam hati kecil gue gak sekuat itu. Dan gue masih butuh banyak peran orang tua gue buat meniti karir gue gitu. Karena emang gue secara bidang sama kan. Gue takut gagal. Sumpah itu sih.
Harus jadi lebih spesial dibandingin orang lain. Jadi harus lebih banyak kerjain project, harus lebih banyak aktif sana sini. Nilai juga harus setinggi mungkin. Terus gara-gara kompetitif dan juga nggak banyak yang pasti bisa dapet.
I can understand where they're coming from. The pressure is getting real. There are a lot of reasons to be worried about, and this is why this documentary called Generation Under Pressure.
Gue ngambil jurusan Fine Arts 2D Painting di NAFA.
Sekarang lagi di California State University East Bay. Totalnya udah 4 tahun di US.
Sekarang aku lagi pursuing my bachelor's degree in international relations at Uda University.
I am currently staying in France and I just graduated from NUS where I was doing my master's in communication.
All of us are just below 25, which is quite strange to have quarter life crisis, because as you know, quarter life crisis usually happens to people around 25 to early 30s.
Ya ini kan juga karena mereka tumbuh di lingkungan yang memang teknologi lagi berkembang. Zaman sekarang anak-anak itu udah tahu dia kayak aku pengen ini, aku pengen ini. Tapi yang selalu jadi permasalahan adalah aku bisa nggak ya?
We are the most connected generation. Kita bisa lihat everyone else. These kids umur 16 udah misalnya kayak kemarin buka Instagram, oh ya umur 16 udah bisa bikin robot sendiri gitu. Kita look back, kita umur 16 ngapain?
Ada sih pasti ngerasa kayak comparison gitu, kayak misalnya ada seniman yang lain, dia pemain tunggal atau pemain apa, tiba-tiba terseleksi masuk ke event-event yang besar atau apa gitu. Gue ngerasa kayak gue bisa harus lebih dari dia nih.
Sometimes you hope that the comparison motivates you to work harder. Cuman at the end, you struggle to be content at your own pace. When you see someone that moves faster than you, padahal kalian startnya itu samaan gitu. Kayak sulit aja buat nerima itu kan. If they can do it, kenapa gue nggak bisa kan gitu jadinya.
Let's go back in time and ask the older generations if they know what quarter life crisis is.
Papa malah nggak tahu istilah quarter life crisis.
We never really talked too much about what quarter life crisis was. It wasn't a big thing that we talked about.
Beruntungnya mungkin generasi Papa nggak ada sosial media seperti sekarang nggak ada. Kita nggak meng-compare hidup kita dengan orang lain.
It wasn't a huge deal about causing uncertainty in that day of social media. Yeah, I would say maybe just like, oh, my friend found a job already. I need to find a job too.
I see, so quarter life crisis was not a thing in their time. Of course they have uncertainty, but it comes later in their life. Anyway, all this time we talk about quarter life crisis as it is so bad and depressing. Is it really though?
It can be a very interesting period to be in, but overall it might not be the most pleasant one.
This anxiety, this paranoia itu keeps us in our track supaya kita tuh nggak mincela-minceli. Seenggaknya itu terbukti kalau kita tuh peduli sama masa depan kita gitu loh.
It becomes a driving factor. So like, does it have an effect? Yeah. Is it positive? Maybe. it makes you do positive things.
Semua orang pasti ada masa-masa keraguan kan tentang achievement ke depannya, apa yang bakal terjadi ke depannya, dan itu menurut gue wajar. Ya bagi gue nikmatin aja sih.
As much as I try to plan ahead, there are so many things that I really can't control. So I can only let it come to me and try my best to accept that.
I have this belief of like God provides us gitu. Pasti di ending itu kita di-provide kok dengan sesuatu yang kita mau. Cuman sekarang tuh kita lagi menjalani proses yang cukup panjang. Dan di tengah proses ini pasti kita bakal dipenuhi dengan fear. But like that's exactly where we need to learn and have faith gitu loh. Both in God and also in ourselves.
I totally agree with them. It's terrifying. We never know what's gonna happen in the future, right? And they said it themselves. These worries and doubts can be a sign that we actually care about our lives. As the book written by Christine says, if your dream doesn't scare you, it isn't big enough.
Jangan terlalu overthinking. Wah, nanti ke depan gimana ya, nanti ke depan gimana. Enggak, ke depan tuh dijalanin, bukan dibayangin.
There's a reason why we called it quarter life crisis, because it's only a quarter of your life. There is another 3/4 of your life ahead of you for you to experience life and go ahead and explore and try things, experiment things. With the young age, you can afford to fall a couple of times, and after each fall you can then figure out yourself, okay, this is what not to do.
Bangun jaringan dari sekarang itu penting, karena kalau cuman pinter abang, tapi abang nggak punya, istilahnya nggak punya jaringan atau nggak punya komunitas atau apa, ya pinter sendiri aja. Orang nggak ada yang tahu abang pinter.
I think anxiety is human reaction to change.
Like I said, I have this belief that at the end kita pasti bakal sampai to our final destination yang udah ada di sana. Cuman sekarang kita lagi proses gitu.
Mungkin lumayan filosofis sih. Kayak misalnya gini, lu nggak akan bisa mengenal bahagia kalau misalnya lu nggak mengenal ketidakbahagiaan.
I'm quite sure that everyone agrees on what my friend said there. Life is not just going to be rainbows and butterflies. It's also full of struggles, a constant battle of fighting your own fears. After all the conversations, I believe now's the perfect time for us to have a deep self-reflections that can potentially leading us to positive changes, making a decisions that truly matters to us. However, there's something that I still feel unsure about. But I want to leave it to you guys. Do you still feel like we need to call it a crisis after all?